What's up, Chase? Chase is on the case. Let me just get some stuff up here in the good old... Eating a Pop-Tart. There we go. Well, Bitcoin was looking good. This 4-hour candle is going to be the test. Getting an SFP of the weekly low on Bitcoin here. I'm on the wrong chart. There we go. What up, what up, what up? Bring the charts, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. What are you trading? Man, if we get this pop here, this is going to be good. Alts look good, but the good old Bitcoin struggling. So about to break that high. These are the double tops that we could. Ooh, jeez. Man, hype took it all back. Man, look at that. Morpheus Labs took it all back. What we need is ETH to take it back. We need ETH above 2K. Daily levels, weekly levels hit. Weekly daily low swept yesterday evening into the CME Open. And we just filled this imbalance here. Now the question is, do we come up or do we come down? Given half that fill back already. Slept in, baby. I know that feeling. After getting that snowstorm over the weekend, it doesn't feel bad to sleep in a little bit. What time zone are you? Is it a little more? Are you East Coast? Are you West Coast? What's up? What's up? The KVA. Oh, you're an hour behind open. I usually, well, not usually. I am up an hour before open just to get my levels all planned out. I mean, weekly smoked here, right? It's tough to imagine. I mean, I guess it could, right? It could just dump. Let's take a look at some more traditional stuff here. I'm hoping for PayPal to have a breakout here. I bought this daily close the other week. You know, this is the kind of thing I'm always looking for. PayPal sweeping weekly liquidity here all the way back into November of 23. Just cleaning up all these stop losses below the range. And I'm hoping for a recovery here for PayPal, at least up into this, you know, $67, and then we can make a new decision from there. The larger context is it just kind of breaks down into the low 30s, high 20s. But PayPal looking good for a bounce. Weekly completely oversold, volume making higher lows. Daily getting a bullish divergence. Daily bull flag. I'm looking for this 4-hour bull flag to pop to give me permission to move my stop loss up. Just wanted to get over this range up into this area here. Range high about $60. Yeah, you'll need to know your Discord login. I can't help you with that. I mean, maybe make a new account. Can't remember it. Or just do password recovery. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Other things we were playing on. We talked about last time we streamed Friday, excuse me. We looked at Coinbase gapping down on the daily here, and it did. It gapped down. And that's completely unfortunate, right? We were looking at this bear flag breaking down on Coinbase. Well, Bitcoin got a bounce. Coinbase did take this gap back. I'm not sure why my monitor has that tint on it. Something happened here. To be completely honest, I don't even know how to use these monitors. I can't tell if that's a button there. Sorry, I'm just reaching for my monitor here. Yeah, I can look at Bitcoin for you. So, Bitcoin's what we traded this morning. We put in a nice trade. It's already closed up on that dump. But we took a CME gap play last night. And let's see if we can't get into that. So, we got to find the right chart here. Daily chart. We're on the wrong chart completely. Here we go. So here is the daily. Right, we failed to take the high and hold it. So here's the higher time frame analysis, right? So Bitcoin wicked through this weekly high, filling in this fair value gap that we had that we've been watching forever. Hopefully, what we wanted to do was backtest this range, confirm it as support, and then continue up through this fair value gap, looking for the weekly fair value gap, which was quite a bit higher. Instead, what we did is we came right back into, returned into range with a full engulf candle. And the automatic target for that with order flow, if you fail to hold the high, you look for the low on the last breaker structure that created it. And that's the weekly daily low right down here. And that's exactly what we came into last night. So I took an entry at the return of this range here last night at CME Open at 86,411 was my entry. 433 was my entry, just look at my journal there. And two things were going to happen. Either we are going to fill the imbalance this left on the chart and then bear flag out and continue down, or we get a much bigger move taking weekly liquidity here and we start finding some reason to continue to the upside. At the moment, this doesn't look super strong, but it's not over, right? So we got the bounce after taking this liquidity. 1, 2, 3 4-hour candles to the upside, 2 4-hour candles to the downside. And now we are looking for this range to form. So if we come down and give up this 4-hour candle right here in 2 hours and 54 minutes, I think we just continue to the downside and we can call this a bear flag, right? So following trend, something like this here for our demand chain to fail. And we just have some sort of flag here that's forming with a measured move that could just dump us right out the bottom here and continue down to our next weekly level towards that $83,000 mark. And if we take a look at where that brings us, you know, we're looking further down, right? If this fractal remains broken, I got two huge areas of interest down here. I'm not looking to long these lows at all. I'm looking for just the continuation lower. I'm looking potentially for a long from 80,760 or 78,000, which is this weekly NPOC down here. But we would need something like this to come down, potentially take this low even here, and then get back above this POC for some sort of Model 2, or excuse me, Model 1 to form here, and it just rips it back to the upside. We're not in that danger zone yet. It doesn't look super healthy with this impulse to the downside after rejecting at the top of the range here. But what we really wanted to happen was, right? So let's just take a look here. So let's just pay attention to this line right here for a second. Now this was support, right? We codified this as a break above into the range. Support, bounce, support, bounce. Well, here's the rejection off the daily high, weekly high. I hit the right tool. Oh my gosh. Hotkeys, please. There we go. And we came back up and just gave up this support, right? That was unfortunate. So getting back into this range, this is an auction, right? So if we can get back above into the previous auction and accept it back into this range, I'd be looking for higher price action. So that line in the sand for me right now is about 88,500 that we need to close above on the 4 hour. for us to continue higher. Otherwise, this rejection here is probably just going to bring us lower. We're pretty oversold on some of these higher time oscillators. Again, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day if we can't get the price action to confirm the move, but we are smoked on the daily. We are smoked on the weekly, putting a bullish divergence on the weekly. And I believe the hour right now, I just clicked the wrong monitor. Hour's not looking amazing, unfortunately. But as long as this upward channel holds, we could have some fire here to the upside. If not, my bias is still lower until we break above this 80, 88.5. I don't take a long at all-time high. That's counterproductive. I mean, fundamentally, man, you buy low, you sell high. Or you short high and you sell close low, right? Plays down here to up here. It's not up here to up here. Those are called trap traders, and you're part of the liquidity trap. So if you long this, I mean, we can watch it. Look here. So if we just go into the delta candles here, and this is unique to TradingView or some other platform for crypto. Let's make sure, what are we on? We're not on the right chart. Let's get a little one easier to read here for you. I'm looking at the wrong thing. There we go. So what's happening here, right? So people are piling in long as this candle breaks out. This is the delta of this candle. So you have a delta positive. Is my head blocking that? You have a delta positive of 1.6 million buys in this candle, but what's happening is we're at range high. We're at resistance. We're at the ceiling to the previous auction. These guys become the liquidity trap. Every one of these guys are now trapped in this candle and either forced to close or ride their position into the negative. And if you're trying to long breakout tops, you're part of that liquidity trap, right? So price action immediately comes down and fuels you to move price lower. So if you're doing something stupid like trying to long breakouts and consistently losing trades, that's what it is. You're part of the liquidity trap. If you can't spot it, you probably are it. This does look quite a bit like a flag to me. Pull, breakdown. So even just a little higher above 87.9 to invalidate this flag. I mean, gold's up 10, or silver's up 10% today, man. What do you want me to say? I think you just get on the horse and get on it, right? Until it gives you a reason not to. Everyone's waiting for the pullback, but it's up 10%. I mean, maybe it's pullbacks a little bit, right? Or you could just take the next shift of structure, you know, in your time zone. Like if you're trading New York, so here was London high. Previous 5-minute break of structure, we come right down and sweep it. But even if you just take the next break of structure on silver to the upside, the long place there for you, man. Like how high do you want to take that? That's 11% on account. That's 18% on account. I mean, again, I'm not top blasting it after New York session, but wait till the session comes into play. Look at how easy, like this, there's so much volume in this, right? So anytime we break some sort of pullback here, and it just goes, breaks liquidity curve and goes right up, right? Breaks liquidity curve and goes straight up. That's Asia session. London session breaks liquidity curve and takes liquidity high. New York session breaks liquidity curve and just runs. I mean, gold the same way. Actually, gold's kind of moving sideways here. Again, I'm not trying to short these pumps, but this is the first time gold actually looks a little sideways to me. This could be the longest accumulation gold's had sideways in a while. That's 20 hours of sideways accumulation. So we had it about here too, right? We had it here and it corrected a little bit. Then we had it here and it recovered. So it seems to have about 20 hours worth of consolidation. The 24 hours maybe. Here was the last real sideways accumulation. that went longer than this measured move, right? There's like 4 of those in there. It's starting to look like it's moving sideways again into another flag. But again, I'm not trying to short gold unless it's something super tight, which it could be here. But why short an asset that's just up only? You gotta get permission to short it, man. Look at that daily candle. What were you trying to short this daily candle? Were you trying to short this daily candle? Were you trying to short this daily candle or this one or this one? What makes this fully engulfed daily candle worth shorting? The answer is nothing. You get on the boat for the long, you play the trend and wait until the trend changes. These have not changed for months. Silver just pushing, man. You need some sort of pullback to take that long, right? You got to trap everybody who just keeps short in the top. I apologize. I'm eating a Pop-Tart. I mean, platinum accumulating sideways here, but its use case for gold and silver is not quite the same. I mean, we were taking a look the other day at Masters potentially moving down here, and it did. This stuff just looks so weak. What else did we look at? We looked at Tesla emming down here as well. These wheat stocks just giving it all back. There was one really nice producer here. This WRN, somebody put this Western Copper and Gold Corporation. Liquidity is pretty thin. But it's just pumping, man. It's up 8% today, pushing all-time highs. The Q's fighting for the top of the range again. This could be a bearish back test, but we'll see. We had a beautiful curve here, a break, a 4-hour structure break, and now we're back at the top of the range here, looking either liquidity to come in hard to the downside, or we continue the push. A little bit of bearish divergence here in the 15. See if we fall back into range here. If you got any charts you want me to look at, just put them in chat. We'll get to them. Give me 1 second to hop into a chat here. Anybody get all that snow? How much snow you get? I mean, all that music's too loud. ES pushing the gap here. Not sure where my NQ went. Everything's pushing up. Nice grab to the downside that we were looking for last week. During C-Meet. Then keep breaking 4-hour structure here if it can hold this. If not, we fall back into a range. Take a look on the 4-hour close here in about 2 hours. There we go. We talked about UNH getting a pullback from liquidity high in the weekly here. So we do have a weekly structure break here on the weekly chart, but finding some sort of fair value here for the continuation is what we need. Interesting sell-off into the fair value gap. See if we can hold it. AMD getting a serious pullback. That short smashed. It is getting front run a little bit here. Let's see what actually, if that was where I had it. Yep, that's where I had it. NPOC got taken and that little low got taken, but and this is how you formulate a plan here. Look. So we are watching for liquidity high here to be taken on AMD. This is a weekly level. These are very, very strong levels. And it also corresponds with daily high, right? And then when we get into that zone, what we're looking for is the shift. So here's kind of the drawing we had, right? We look for the take of the liquidity high. We look for the structure shift internally on the 15 or the 5, and we take the play. And here it was, right? Take liquidity high. Taking the back test. So here's liquidity high, filling in this candle. We try to let all these guys back out, and we just continue to the downside. And a little bit of patience, and the plays probably here are going to keep going to the downside. Although we'll probably entertain, stomp it out here somewhere. This is what somebody put on my radar. This was the really thin one. This thing's up 20%. I think this is the one we talked about, you know, maybe looking for a bearish backtest and then continuation to the downside. But liquidity is so thin. So let's see if we're getting a bearish divergence here. We are. I mean, look, it's not any cleaner than this. So if you're still holding on to energy transmission materials, your stop loss is probably at 15.5 right now. Because the odds of it coming down here, if it gets back down here, it's probably going to come lower to claw all this stuff back. And if it doesn't come back down here, you know, you have the opportunity to keep going. Silver shorts touch you without consent. Yeah, I feel that, man. I took a few gold shorts and just got stopped out break even. And then for some reason, I just don't feel like hopping in the longs because I'm focused on Bitcoin in the morning. But gold just pushing. Silver just price discovery. The running joke in the crypto community was, would gold beat Ethereum to 5,000? And it certainly did. I think AMD is coming down a little bit, man. We can go back and look at it on like a weekly level if you want. I mean, I'm already short from the top, so I'll look for some sort of break of structure on the daily to tell me it's coming higher and then long the back test on that. Am I blind here? Where did AMD go? There it is. So the danger zone here is AMD is putting this, let's get rid of this pattern now. Measure move hit. So we're already short from these breaks. But what was happening here on AMD, let's make sure you guys can see this. I mean, this is just an hour chart. So low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. So order flow has changed here. Hour is smoked, so this could be the excuse that if it's going to bounce, it holds. But I think this could be just a dead cat bounce that comes back into fill fair value up here and then continues to the downside. Right? Because what I see here is that classic, you guys notice the head and shoulders pattern, right? Down to the neckline, back test the neckline, and then continue to the downside. You know, I would guess that it's coming down to at least fill up like this 240 area. It makes this good old TP for us. And then it's looking to bounce somewhere in this buy zone. Right? You got a massive fair value gap down here that's looking to be filled up. Does it take it all back is the question. You got another one in this zone here. I think I just We did clean up that. I mean, hour looks like it's getting a little bit of reprieve, but look at the daily. Can you guys see this over my head? You can. Like, oversold, right? What happens when we get oversold? We correct. Now, it doesn't say it doesn't mean we're going to zero, right? But we got lots of opportunity here for, I mean, a leverage short play would pay you nicely, and it did for me already. Mostly because altcoins and crypto aren't doing crap. Just straight down. It is interesting how big this gap fill is here. You know, if, you know, calendar cycles are correct, the stock market could be getting a broader pullback. I would be a spot buyer on AMD instead of just a leverage contract at about 170 bucks. And that's a pretty big pullback. And that would take some time. Again, if we look at the weekly as well, what is the weekly doing? If we just simply look at price action here, what is price action doing? It's pushing up, right? Weekly chart is pushing up into a double top. What is the weekly oscillator doing? It's making a lower high, right? It could just reject right here and then keep rolling lower, keep rolling lower. Now, for me to actually get back into AMD, I would need to see some sort of 4-hour structure shift to tell me to do that, right? Or to close the short and potentially take a long. So we would need the higher lows and the lower highs to switch the other way again. You know, I draw it all the time for you, but AMD was doing this on the hour chart, right? Higher high, lower high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Blow off top. Bounce, shift, right? And then we shifted these highs. So higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower high. And that's what it's done. So we needed to do it the other way, right? So this could just keep drawing down. Helps if I draw it with the right tool. And when it shifts, I will entertain getting back into it long. Otherwise, I'm just holding the short. All right, so it's got to do something like this and shift back again. So you tell me which way it's going. On the 4-hour lows down here, that's probably the general target for right now. But again, bearish divergence. Volume is rolling out as price action is rolling up, meaning strong buyers are getting out of the market as weak buyers continue to push this price higher. I watch daily, weekly charts, and then I zoom into the hour, the 15, and the 5-minute to get into my positions. It's just patience. That in the crypto world, that strategy can get you 7 to 10 entries a week. In the stock world, if you're watching 5, 6, a dozen stocks, it can get you 30 entries a week. Look at that, brother. I got it pulled up. It's on my watch list. This is SOX leverage long. I don't remember if this is in price discovery or not, but oh no, it's not. It's in the weekly high. I mean, look, brother. We talked about coming up into these weekly highs for the push to entertain the short. We there. Now the question is, does it just hit some kind of curve like this, or does it actually come up and get these guys out? You guys will have to tell me, can I, like, on something like this leverage long, can I still look at order flow on calls and puts and stuff like that with some kind of tool? I don't know. So we got that little bit of that pullback, but that's really all it gave us. Let's see if we broke this curve. There's deviation 2. This is probably 1. You know, but a 3x long ETF is going to come down a little quicker, right? 3 times as fast. So we're still holding on to this third deviation. But we have a nice 4-hour low in here, right? Oscillator still kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. 4-hour low, 4-hour high. So we have not shifted 4-hour structure at all here. So low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Again, we're looking for this to either confirm that this structure low on the 4-hour will hold like it has every other time, come up and break structure to the high, backtest and continue, or does it finally just roll over on us and make its first lower high on the 4-hour chart? Because if we break this trend 1 here, it's gonna hunt stop losses to the next one, down into here, and then that cat bounce, and then down into here. And we were looking at, you know, bearish divergence on the daily here. Bearish divergence in the weekly, bearish divergence in the 4-hour. It's been resilient, but everything's got its limit, apparently except silver and gold. Resistance is going to be probably, like, if I'm looking for a break higher, it's going to be probably at this block here. It's got to get over 6270-ish. Because that's where we shifted and hit all this liquidity. Like, what do these wicks mean, right? So if you get like a fully engulfed candle like this, right? And another fully engulfed candle and then a doji candle. Doji candle means it's probably coming back down into fair value. What does this wick mean? It gone into liquidity and it's bouncing, right? What does this wick mean? Fully long wick, nicely strong closed body, probably bouncing, right? What do these mean? What if the wick's on the other end? Well, that's resistance. That's absorption. That means people are pushing it lower. So getting above this area again where we had this resistance come in is probably going to be pretty key. The really only imbalance we have on the chart is back up here at the top. And that's an inverted fair value gap. Fast up, fast down twice there. Uh, 15 minutes got a little hope, right? So we did have that structure break. Look. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, shift, right? So now we have a higher high for the first time and a higher low. So we're getting a little bit of that move right now, which means this 4-hour trend line could continue to hold for us. But it's got to get, even on the 15-minute chart here, it's got to get above 62, right? So the hope is we hit that 4-hour low like we've done over and over and over again, and that trend continues to the upside. Otherwise, we come down finally. I try to go live every day on the weekdays. Last week was a little rough because I wasn't feeling well. I think I did 3 times last week, 5 times the week before, 4 times the week before. But look, this channel's going to go live a lot for you because there's 3 of us doing it. So Eddie goes live in the evenings. He's a great trader. He covers the Asia Open quite a bit. And Ben's hopping live usually twice a week as well. So there's always somebody live, and we're all full-time traders. If you've not hopped over in Discord, the link should be in the description for you there on TikTok. And then in YouTube, if you're watching over there, the 30 of you, just hop over into the About Us section. But the easiest thing to do would be to head over to tacticaledgetraders.com. This is free. If you do make an account over here, we do live trading video modules for you to show you how we trade. Oops, that was the wrong. Where is it? Just go ahead, enter portal, create a free account. The Discord link is in there as well for you. Discord has plenty of free sections if you're looking to just hang out and talk and learn. We do live trading every single day in New York. So we start New York session 8:30 Eastern for pre-market. Cover any kind of stocks or cryptos people are looking for. If not, we're just covering Bitcoin usually first. And then from there, we're covering in, what everybody's requesting. And we trade from about 8:30 to noon every single day. Then you'll see me on here, or one of us on here. Platinum seems to be moving sideways. We looked up at a little earlier. Oops, that's the wrong chart. Let's do this one instead. A little bit of resistance. 15-minute looks like it's going sideways here, but what's platinum respecting here? It looks like the hour chart. How far back do we got to go? Let's just go to Christmas. So low. Tools, man, tools. Low, break structure. High, low. High, low. But this is a nice pullback, right? So here was higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high. Didn't break it. Higher high, lower high, higher high, and then we broke. So again, we look for curves, right? We want to play curve breaks with structure. So we have a high, a low, another break structure, a low, a high, we hold the high, we break structure. So here's our entry. We just pull a good old Fibonacci, look for the 0.50 or the golden pocket to be tested. Yeah, it's 10% on account. Let's see if we went all the way back to all-time high here. 22. I gotta start trading these. Oh, it front ran it. Oh, it came back for it. And we're just pushing higher. So here's the last up. Break. Break. We're kind of right here, right? So hour low, hour high. So now we're in that zone where something can happen here, where it comes down and finally makes, one like this. So a lower high, a lower low, or we get to push over and we break structure and we continue like we have every single time. Do we fight the trend on the metals? I don't know. You tell me, man. If you're talking about AMD, Kodak, I am short until it tells me not to. I'm just watching 4-hour structure shifts. Doesn't bother me, brother. Silver now at 12% for the day. Masters down 2%. Fly down 10%, 12%. Holy cow. Microsoft pushing all-time highs. Here, look. Here's an idea of a failed plan. This was our plan last week for Microsoft on the Friday close. I'm sorry, on the Wednesday close. We are looking for this play. Right? We had this massively bearish sell-off. We put in this fair value gap. Right? We had this area up here where we potentially would not break back into auction, which we have at this point. But this is how we formulate a plan. Right? I was looking for market structure I built this out before there were any candles here, right? So I was looking for some sort of move to the upside here, making higher lows, higher highs, which it did almost to a T, and then it just took off, right? I'm not looking to short volume like this, literally ever. I'm never going to do that. If it just takes off 2 or 3 candles in a row, you're not going to catch me shorting that. I'm looking for a shift, right? So I was waiting for this to just come up and then roll over and create the first lower high and lower low and take the short into that fair value gap. No trigger there for me. We built the plan. It didn't come to fruition. So now we have a new one. So new hour low. Let's see what the... and now we're in a different fair value gap. And I don't know much how Microsoft plays on the intraday So maybe this was expected and I just didn't know it, but we formulate a plan, we draw it out, we see if the levels hit. So we're towards this daily top. Didn't get that NPSC, but I'd be looking for this to be taken probably. And then we'll see what happens in this daily. Nice V-shaped recovery though. That's a sell to buy. Back into range. Yes, sir, I am a day trader. It is what I do full time. Still munches on that Pop-Tart. The Pop-Tart? Yeah. Kids got a snow day today, so I got the kids down here. Coin looks so bad. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, wife, with a crisis there real quick. We have to fix that. But I'm back. What am I looking at? Coinbase. I'm trying to get the bounce. Bitcoin's still looking kind of strong here, man. Didn't give it all back, that's for sure. So strong lows holding on the 15. Just wicked it. So 0.50% stop loss. Let's see what happens here. It's smoked on that. 5 looks like it could go here. Alt still looks strong, man. It's kind of crazy. Quantum ate your lunch today? I don't even know how to spell. It's been a long day. Quantum. I'm not sure what you're looking at. Quantum computing? Give me a ticker, brother. Been going about 45 minutes here. A little slow today. People got a case of the Mondays after all that snow, huh? NQ's getting a little bit of a rollover right now. First 5-minute shift. Let's see how big that is. It's got to close below. Come on, 2 minutes. Oh, not logged in. Wait, can I do it on? It's got a break. Check and look where VWAP is here. That's way lower. It's down here. Let's take one for the lulz here. See if we can get a quick K out of it. S&P's is a little lower. 34 seconds on candle body close. We front ran that a little bit. This is why you wait for the close. $16 seconds. Come on. Eight. Volume rolling out. Potential bear div. A decent female voice here. Who is this? Realm, Molly Marie. Huh. Yeah, let me take a look at Apple for you, brother. Oh, it's the top of my list here because it was looking healthy. And it broke. We talked about Apple taking the weekly low. Right? These are the levels that we like to see taken. Right? These are strong institutional adjustment levels. So if I just get rid of this, you can see on a daily, weekly time frame that this weekly low was just taken, right? So if we take a look and see what this break structure created, so here's the break structure on the weekly, the continuation break, right? Another break, and here's the high I put in, right? Now, if we fail to come back and take this high, expectational order flow has two things. It's internal structure, external structure. We came back for external structure. Now, we can get a dead cat bounce here, or we can continue higher, which we've already got a 4-hour structure shift. Right? So it's up to you. We left a little bit of a gap down here we might come back and get. But daily's breaking up as well. You know, I would at least be looking for this to take 260 again, 261 some change. And this could be where you see these these bands converge, right? So you see this 50 and this 100 start to come in about right here. This gets pulled up a little bit, this gets pulled down a little bit. And we just can't break back up into auction. I think we got a pretty clean curve here. So do we have some sort of bull flag on Apple? I don't really like the flag though. But again, what if we're looking again at the higher time frame that a lot of these other ones are putting in this pattern? This is the pattern we watch for, right? We look for a blow off top, falls back into the range of the previous high, puts that shoulder in, and you get that move. A head and shoulders pattern, model 1. It came right to the measured move, right? So the measured move is the neckline, which is where that support is formed. So bounce, 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 all the way to that blow off top, and then you can expect order flow to take about that much back, and it did to the T. So I like Apple for a bounce here. It's only up about 2.5%, so stop losses aren't even hateful. I guess it's about, it went up last week, so about 4.5%. I don't know if they have any earnings or anything coming up. Earnings actually report in 3 days, so pretty important 3 days this week for Apple. 255 resistance. I wouldn't say it's the biggest resistance, but yes, right? Even when you have these little macro ranges. So here's range, right? So support, bounce, support, bounce, support, bounce, support, bounce, and then it breaks. So this would be a little mini auction house here. So can it get accepted back up into this auction? Time will tell. So yeah, you got a pretty good, this is what Bitcoin did today. Rejected off previous auction on the 4 hour. But we could get the exact same pattern the other way, right? So if we return to this auction, we just flip this over. So here's this, right? We'll draw this out again for you. So extrapolation, continuation, and we'll just end this right here, right? Now, what are we doing? Right? And back into it, and then back out of it. So that's the pattern we want to see forming. So from the upside to the downside, these are universally the same pattern. Just one's bearish, one's bullish. So if we can't break up into this and take this 260 level, like this is what we need to see taken. If this just rolls over and dies here, this is a bear flag, right? So here's your flag, here's your pull, and we come on back down. I close that NQ play. It's breaking 5-minute structure again. Yeah, so we need to see this continue up, right? We need to get above this range to go higher. You know, a lot of the stuff obeys fibs too, right? So couldn't back get up in the premium. Eyes are doing too many things here. Let me take a look at NAS 100 here quick. Add symbol. Too many charts. Man, this looks healthy. So we got a 4-hour structure break on NAS 100 here. See if we SFP that as well. Oh, I lost YouTube chat here. Give me a second. SBSW. We'll take a peek here, brother. Stillware Limited is just going parabolic. I don't. Is this the right one? Sibian Stillwater. SBSW. SBSW. I'll look at qubits here in a second. I mean, I don't know where you got in on this, man, but it is up only. There's nothing entertaining shorts here. Ooh, that is a lie. We are all-time highs. Wicking all-time high liquidity here potentially. So this is a very key level. Again, these are levels I watch. So I might be entertaining a short here. So no 5-inch structure shift yet. But lower, could be right here. $20. Just small. I don't know anything about this, so we'll figure this out here in a second. Yeah, I would be entertaining short. If you're in some sort of long here from lower, I would, otherwise you try the top blast this. But this is the time frame you're watching here, right? So we rejected back in April 21 from this level. We rejected from February 22 in this level. There is no reason that we would not reject from February 2026 from this level. But this chart here is honestly... Like, if you're in somewhere down here in the $4 or $5 ranges, brother, I would just take profit and call it a day. You can always get back in. But I'm hoping this is what PayPal does. Look at this chart. Here, let's take a look at this. So this chart is straight down. COVID money filled this product up quite a bit. I mean, took weekly lows all the way back up to the weekly highs. That is amazing. Now look at this chart. This is what I'm hoping PayPal does. All the way back up to the high. So very similar builds here. Same high, July 21. I don't know anything about this product, so you might need to tell me something about it. It's driven by increased safe haven demand amid geopolitical tensions and market values. Don't worry, Sibian Stillwater Limited. I mean, is it like a silver play somehow, or let's just look at the news for it. News. It's a gold miner. I mean, it's got maybe a reason to go higher, but there's going to be a lot of liquidity for taking profit rate where we're at. Man, I meant to take a bigger position than that. That's kind of pathetic. Let's look at that other one. Qubits. It's gold. Gotcha. A gold miner or some kind of physical gold product. Like I said, there's so many companies out there. I just don't know what they all are. QBTS. D-Wave Quantum. Quantums have been in the shitter for a while, haven't they? Not this one. This one's pumping. Some bearish divergence. So weekly's in price discovery, so the weekly highs are in. We didn't SFP anything. We didn't take this high back. And we certainly didn't take that high back, but we did take this high. So is this the high? So for the weekly, we got to get it back above 29.21. We do have quite a bit of demand down here. So we got a bit of a fair value gap sitting here. Let's go into the daily. Again, I know nothing about this product. So we're messing with a pretty strong trend now. Even on the daily chart here, right? So bounce, 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 bounce. Do we fill up this fair value gap and bounce, or do we finally give up this trend? You have a little bit of a case here for a flag. It's not beautiful. I will tell you that flat out. But if we can get back above the curve here, back above this 29.37 level, it could keep coming to the downside. Daily did have a structure break. It did have a back test. And continuation phase could be lower here. But again, I don't see that typical... I mean, here's the model, right? So measure move was low here. So we got that. And now we're just accumulating sideways. So I'm looking for a play like this. So we get back down in here. We take this liquidity low. We wanted to just take everybody out, right? So everyone who took this first bounce, I'm probably looking to come down and take all these stop losses, potentially get the bounce, and then shift up on the 4 hour, the daily here, back up and over. Now, if we just full engulf down through this, it's over, right? We get a candle body straight through the bottom here. An ugly red candle. I don't see my settings for it. What the hell? There we go. So if we get that, no bueno. Let's check and see if this is a natural fib bounce. Yeah, we took Juanito there, but nothing else. Been trading for a month, man. Again, if you guys... Yeah, I'll take a look at Aster here. Crypto Aster, right? If you're trading, man, hop over in Discord. At least you can bounce some ideas over somebody in the free section. I mean, I can't guarantee I'll be available for you 24/7 over there, but our paid section trades live. We do live trading every single day. We do 3 live training classes in Discord 3 times a week, Wednesday nights, Saturday mornings, and Sunday nights. And then from there, learning library access, on the fly TA in the TA channel. Bitcoin getting that push. Aster probably had a decent reaction at the bottom here. Did you say Aster or Astera? Are you talking about the Binance DEX? ASTER. Yeah. Here's Aster. I mean, this doesn't look amazing, man. So that screams shitcoin to me. But it depends on what you're doing right now. Are you bag holding at all-time lows from higher price action and you're just hoping for a bounce? Because we're in the area, we're going to get a bounce. We took the, well, this is the launch low, but the weekly low nonetheless. So this is where Aster took it launching price at 55 cents. We have wicked that, taking liquidity low here for anybody who had a stop loss set at this weekly low, just because it was the even cost there. Let's check at the daily now. So two things to look at here on the daily for Aster. Here is the previous auction house that we need to get above, right? So we had support, 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 shift the structure, and then we lost it, right? So again, we put this head and shoulders pattern in, and we front ran the move a little bit because that was liquidity low, which is not unusual. So now a new daily shift of structure up here. Well, that won't be a daily shift. It'll be like a 4-hour shift, right? So key here is to get back above $67. And if we can do that, we're probably looking at a little higher, $67, 67 cents. We're probably looking about back to 80 cents. Does the 4-hour have the muster? It is oversold. Daily is putting in bullish divergences. So again, on the daily chart, am I blocking it? Just barely. But here's your low. Here's a higher high. Here's a higher low. Here's a lower low. Here's a higher low. Here's a lower low. So we are putting in hidden bullish divergence on Aster right now. So if you're in down here, I don't hate it, man. But my stop loss is that wick right there. If it comes back down to that wick, 54 cents, and that's like break even or a small loss, I'm probably there. But like if Bitcoin rolls over and starts moving into the sub 80s, into this high 70s, this is just gonna, there's nothing stopping this going down another 50%. There's no support below this. We're just gonna price discovery into the wrong direction. CZ touted this as the competitor to hyper liquidity, which if you look at Hype's chart compared to this chart, it does not say that out loud for me. So even a 12-hour shift here, 4-hour shift here is going to be good. Above 67. Looks like we could have pulled back to the GP there, which would have been a nice long this morning. Ooh, 0.50. How about from this wick? Not bad. Now the danger is we're doing the same thing we did here, right? So this same thing, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. So to invalidate that pattern from continuing lower highs, 67 cents, it's got to break. Yeah, I don't know if it's a... I mean, it could get a big pump here, right? I mean, if crypto gets a big bounce here, it could just go. But I just accumulate Bitcoin, dude. Altcoins have underperformed severely. If you're following any of those shillfluencers on Twitter or YouTube, they're just screaming alt season every 3 months and things just go lower. Altcoins are lower than the bear market low after Luna collapse, FTX collapse. Most of these coins are lower. I mean, Ondo's sitting at 33 cents for crying out loud. ADA's sitting at 35 cents. That is insane, good sirs. But I like the bottom it made. Right? You would have had me as a buyer here if I was watching this chart. Yeah, especially on a retest. Oh, Kush. This is Kush from Discord, man. You're always asking for those charts. You like Aster, brother. Hopefully you're averaged down quite a bit because this thing is in the tank. I didn't even put the name together. I wasn't really reading the names. You got work? What's going on? You get a little bit of snow. Yeah, it's definitely a range trade. I'm watching NQ, see if this rolls over here again. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, see what we're doing. Man, We're just stuck below this range. Ooh, we're getting a push though. Crazy. Yeah, we got pounded, man. 18 inches out here, 17 inches, somewhere around that line. Let's take a look at liquidity here quick. Let's see if I can't line this up. So let's go like the 15. Let's pump that heat map up, baby. Get rid of some of these scribbles. So we are stuck below unweighted VWAP here. Man, we're looking to invalidate this. Just holding this gap. Man, 5 minutes smoked again. I want to see it come back and take this. God knows. Still looking at AMD, huh? Stocks are getting pummeled, dude. Believe it or not, I had a lot of AMD shares at about $7, which helped me pay for a down payment on a house. Why can't I see AMD? I am blind. I keep looking for red. It's black. I'd be watching this 252 level to hold. It could fake us out, right? It could come down here, just wait for a candle close on the 15 below this. Comes back down, takes liquidity from where we rounded out, and then up to the upside. But I'm not even hateful of what this is making here. The oscillator's not doing us any favors, but shoulder, head, shoulder. We could get a push here, like all the way back up into 250, 260. And if we get over this curve, it could just bounce. So if you're long, watch for this to be invalidated here. Down here about 250. So this is what I'm looking at. So fake out. It's trading 101, man. Everybody thinks this is the low. It goes down a little bit further to short these guys out. Everybody hops in short because it broke structure. Market makers run it back, stomps them out once, stomps them out twice, and then we just continue it to the upside. Like, that's the whole point of that pattern, right? It's to trap retail. It's to trap. Look, I'm not calling anybody in chat an idiot, but it's to trap people who can't spot the liquidity and just become it, right? So again, it's the easiest pattern to trade. You have an uptrend, right? Now the thing about the uptrend is we never get trapped below the previous high, right? So we come up, we break structure. We never take the low. We come up, we break structure. We never take the low. We come up, we break structure. We never take the low, right? And then you get this blow off top. We come up and break structure, right? And then we finally break this low. And that's the trap, right? So everybody longs the top one more time, because that's what historically what's happening is people pile into the top here because we broke structure. Everybody's long, right? And all of a sudden we come back down, we stop loss all these people out, right? We engineer stop losses to come out. Now everybody assumes that we're going to end up going short, right? Because we fell back into range. Now everybody's piling short, right? And it does break structure, so everybody stays short. And then what happens is they come back and they claw back that imbalance in the chart it left, and we stop loss all the people who just piled in late short. So not only did we get all the longs stomped out, we stomped out all the shorts. And that's that pattern that forms, right? But the key to this pattern is the A, the break of structure, and then the B, the trap traders, right? So when you shift, so low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, and then you shift down, you make the first lower low and the first lower high. This is that pattern we talk about, right? This is that head and shoulders, model 1, trap traders, shoulder, head, shoulder, continuation, right? And then we use the people who got trapped long and trapped short to fuel the move for lower. It's a double whammy. But that's the play right there, baby. And then if you're looking at that upside down, it's the same exact thing. As soon as we shift structure, you know, you look for a natural level and a fib to hold, the 0.50 or the golden pocket for that continuation lower. But the big thing is that imbalance in the candle you're looking for, right? So when you have AMD's kind of wicky. So AMD's got quite a big imbalance here. It could come back and fill before lower. But again, I see this shoulder, head, shoulder. Everybody longed it. It's falling back into range. You know, the 1 hour structure broke, giving us the clue that we could just be coming lower here. But key level down here. If we break this accumulation range, it's just going to come down. I don't know what this song is. What happened to my NQ play? Oh, here it is. I mean, we're hanging in here for 600. Can you explain the X's when you go in a trade? I don't understand. It's example BTC3X leverage. I mean, what leverage is? So leverage is just simply the price action moves 3 times. If it's a 3X leverage, like we are looking at, that's SOXL, just moves faster. It moves 3X times the stock price. So I trade on 25X, right? So all my plays will move 25 times faster than the spot price does, the mark price does. So it can amplify gains and it can amplify losses. So it's more of a veteran thing. But a good, we'll look at this here quick. Don't forget to hit that follow button, guys. Over on TikTok, over on YouTube. So here's a leverage calculator. So I think we can move this to 1x long. So let's just say you take a $100,000 long on, or your entry is 100,000 on Bitcoin. Your stop loss is 99,123, and your exit price is 110,123. Let's just say you have a $5,000 account and you're risking 2% of account. So if you went long at $100,000, you gave it $1,000 of breathing room here, and your take profit at $10,000 or $110,000. So your risk here would be, your risk here would be $10. So if you get stomped out, this is a 1x play. This is a spot play. This is a mark play. Your estimated P&L would be $1,000, right? It's a good move. It's a 10% change in the price. right? So if you move that up to 3x, your risk hasn't changed because your stop loss is still 10%. Here's the difference, right? Oh my God, I can't hit the slider right. It keeps moving on me. It's so sensitive. Get this cord out of the way. I keep rolling my chair over. So here's the easiest way to explain it. So you would need to put $10,000 into this play to make $1,000, right? So here's your margin. It's just a spot play. There's no leverage on it. It's just a 10,000 buy at $100,000 Bitcoin. If it goes to 110, you make $1,000. It's simple math, right? Now, if you move this up to a 3x, if I can actually make this happen with this crazy mouse, now you only need $3,333, right? So you no longer need 10,000. You need a third of that, and your profit's the same, right? You still make $1,000. So we're amplifying gains with less risk, although my risk capital will still be only 2% of account. Now, if you move that up to 25x, I don't need $3,000. I need $400 to make $1,000. So what you're doing is people who have less money can take larger size positions. Now, the risk is big too. So you want to make sure these are very big support levels. But that's the shtick of it, right? And that's where it starts. Still getting that bounce, man. This is the low to hold. Don't panic on that until we get below that. We are up $1,000 on NQ. And we're out. Yeah, starting to get that bump. Let's check in on Bitcoin here. Damn. Alts are pushing, man. Yeah, we going about an hour and a half here. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be going. I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart. Can you tell me what Billy is? Billy? I don't know what it is. Let's look at the news. I know you can't see this, but just give me a second. It's a game. Game revenue could grow to... I'm looking at Billy. It doesn't tell me what it is. Oh, it's getting a nice pop, though. I don't know if we're bouncing off a low or we're pushing in all-time highs. We are pushing into all-time highs. No, not all-time highs. We are. This is what I want PayPal to do. That massive blow off top into the stimulus era and then recovery. Ooh, it never took weekly liquidity. I guess it did here. I mean, weekly seems smoked to me, but man, I know you want to be bullish right here, right? And there's about a 30% chance that it just keeps going bullish, right? But I am watching this weekly SFP right here. I mean, we're at liquidity high, right? It could even be like this one here. Let me reach my tools on the other monitor here quick. Man, you even got another weekly high right here. But we're in an area where we're going to start getting reactions, right? So there's two very key levels. Even if it's just this first one, which we've already taken. Let's look at the daily. Daily had a gap fill, but a structure burr. One candle down, two candles up. So here, daily lows at $30. Let's go into the 4 hour. We have a reason. All right, so no, I don't currently see a Model 1 here, right? I don't see on Billy this shoulder head extrapolation, fall back to range type thing, right? Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist like locally here, but as far as the 4 hour is concerned, I might be looking for like this push up, right? And then we get it. So something like this. And then we get it up here in this $30 area, $35 area, taking that weekly liquidity high. But, you know, danger sign warnings here. We got a 4 hour low and then like resistance. So there's no denying the fact that we keep getting excess supply in the market sold off here, right? So every time we wick into this, resistance, resistance, resistance. So we have a lot of absorption up in this area. Now, as far as like intraday or macro 4 hour, not intraday, you know, if the 4 hour comes down and breaks structure here, we have our key to look for some sort of imbalance retest. Very critical level, right? 4 hour is putting in a slightly divergence here. Our chart is getting a nice bounce. Let's look at the 12. I mean, 12 hours kind of indecisive, but a bearish divergence. 22 is getting a bounce. Daily is getting a bounce, but we're smoked. This is all going to depend on where you're in at, because the corrections on this historically are pretty big. You know, we had the same play here, right? So higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, shoulders put in, and then we corrected right back down to the neckline again. So what is that correction? So 26% correction. I mean, every time you do that, there's a big play to be had there for the breakout. But again, being patient on the daily as well. Like even on the high here. So here's your high. Here's your low. And then this is just down. It's just down, 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 down. There's no two candles up at all here for intent. Even here. But the high got to break is here. So now we have a new high. And a new low. Liquidity is thin, so this looks really wonky. I tell you what, let's do this. Heikinashi. Boom. There you go. And then we broke again. Right? So we broke back to the downside here. So new low. New high. And then bam, break a structure, baby. That's an easy long. Just patience on the daily. You probably could have got this back test somewhere, maybe 3 or 4% stop loss. Back to the liquidity high here would have been 27%. So even on a spot play, that's 7.5%. Yeah, I think you're looking short here, man. But the daily excuse here is you have a bull flag, right? Something like this, real tight. I would not be considered this more than like a 30% shot to do this. But maybe. Yeah, I mean, I like that $35 level. If it's gonna make that model I like, right? I trade the same model. I don't really trade anything else. I'm glad we took profit there, man. It's coming right back up. But again, it's getting exhausted to the upside here. So not hating it. For short. But this looks like no structure here, right? It's just up, sideways, up. No real accumulation. No real back tests. It's in this wick to let anybody who long the top out, potentially. Stop loss on my short was above that 4-hour level on AMD, but we'll just look at it here again. Up here. It's 255. If we get above that level, it's just going to keep going. And I'm okay with being stomped out, right? That would be the 4-hour shift. And I would switch order flow, right? So I give it a little bit of breather room just in case it comes up and just takes the top and rolls over. I mean, the worst thing you want to do is you know, this is liquidity high. It just comes up, taps liquidity high, and then rolls back over. It takes you out, and then you're out, right? So giving it a buck or two into something a little higher here, right? But if it breaks this wick into this zone, I mean, look how much, you know, stop losses there is just to chase to the upside. Man, NAS 100 looking bullish. We were looking for a 5-minute shift of structure here. Starting to BART sideways, though. Again, if you're not in Discord, come on over. Links in the description of TikTok. It is in the About section over on YouTube. But even better, if you want to hop over to tacticaledgetraders.com, pick up a free education. We do not charge you for this. This is free. We are day traders. We're not selling you anything here. We do it because it makes us stronger traders. So just go ahead and hit enter portal at the top here, log in, create an account, and then you'll see all sorts of things. I think Ben actually put some new modules in today. Let me see where the updates are. Somewhere there is updates. Check out our podcast. Check out our second YouTube channel, which is just our trading videos for you as well. I'm not seeing updates here. But all these modules here are built in for you. Psychology and money, personal finance, trading view, boot camp, trading psychology, market structure, liquidity, SFPs. Everything is here on how we trade. And then when you get through all that, you know, if you feel like day trading is for you and you're looking to become, you know, a member of the premium side of Discord, certainly hop in and let us know. That's where we do the day trading live every single day for New York. We meet at 8:30 EST Eastern for pre-market planning. Execution begins at open at 9:30, and we're usually out by lunch, man. Calling it a day. Getting a bounce here into the end of lunch. Apple looking good. Meta looking good. Google looking good. Tech is looking good. Silver's having a bit of a pullback. What's you're in China? Or do you live in China? Are you visiting China for work? What are you doing? That's crazy, man. That's a hell of a trip. So NQ, or excuse me, NAS 100 at a very important level. We did have that structure shift. Could we entertain a short here? Into close. Let's see what the 1 minute tells us. Join from my post. I don't know where I'm posting this that everybody's joining from. I'm not logged in. We gotta go over here. I mean, this looks good for higher. Take the top, please. If you did not know this, you get live data on NAS 100 in TradingView without paying for it. We got a pretty easy invalidation here. Why is my position so small? It's 25K. What is the measured move? I didn't really... Oh, it's only a 0.4 stop. Let's give this a little room here. Maybe $100 worth. We just put up 897 on NQ, so we can lose 100 here. Just want to retest this. I don't know what that song was. No, I don't do any leap trades. Long story, been here for 2 years from America, looking right now at Greece and Germany. Do you just like traveling, or has your job got you out there? Power hour looking like it could just run us here. One minute smoked. 5 minutes got room. Let's check in on the Bitcoin here. And that 1 minute got the run. Man, right back into the gap. Let's get the tightest one possible here. So that's the break. That's probably TP. Come on down, baby. He wasn't a U.S. citizen. That's wild. I mean, a lot of countries out there you can just pay for citizenship in now. Move to any of them tropical southern South America countries. Costa Rica's nice. You just pay for citizenship. Puerto Rico's nice. They got mixed citizenship stuff with the U.S. You can move to Palau. That's out there. Southern Pacific. The island nation of Palau would take you. It is beautiful out there. That'd be a great place to go. I mean, tell me you wouldn't want to be out here. Again, it's all, I mean, if you speak English, native language out here is English. And currency's American dollars. And you can buy citizenship for very little. I'd live out here. I'm trying to convince my wife to move out here. I'd also take extended visa to Thailand. Although my wife doesn't like the Thailand idea. This place is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and keep this break. Can you give me a quick rundown through the steps to start trading in accounts you need to open? Well, it depends on what you're trading, brother. I mean, are you brand new to trading? I would probably just trade spot, right? So I would probably open like an E-Trade account or a Coinbase account, depending if you want to do stocks or crypto. And then stick to higher time market structure, weekly, daily. Look for oversold weekly and daily for swing plays that would take a couple weeks to complete, a month or two to complete. You've been paper trading for a long time. Well, what's the win rate on paper trading? Are you keeping a journal? Because your first job as a full-time trader is to be a loss management expert. Again, over at tacticaledgetraders.com, we do have our journal currently over there that'll walk you through how to make all that work. Helps you design your edge and everything. Hop over into Discord. Well, Ethereum is pretty easy. You just smack short and it just goes down forever. Or sideways. Half joking. But like I said, man, it really depends on your expertise. Like for us, we've been picking up some guys in the... and we're so glad we got out of that NQ play. It's already back at all-time highs. Like for our unit, we have several different tiers in Discord, right? Free, come in, enjoy the vibes, check it out, see what we're all about, see if trading's actually for you. We're not like many of the crypto stock Discords. I mean, we're involved with the community, and what I mean by that is you have access to myself and Ben and Eddie on the paid side, right? And we try to give a little love to the free side as well. We do. But as far as like joining, you can join for free. Like hop in here, make your account, see how we trade, looking at the modules and stuff like that. Are we the right vibe for you? Which would be Huge, right? Do you like the way we trade? Do we trade a similar way to you if your systems are already set up and successful and paying? You can connect the Discord up here in the top right. It's free for everybody to do that. You can upgrade your access. So we have several different tiers. Free is free. We're never begging you to become anything else. We're full-time traders. The operator tier, which is $100 a month, this keeps the people who want just signals and scream for entries all day long out of our hair, right? It's just a gateway. It's a barrier to entry. We're not trying to hand feed people signals. We're trying to teach you how to trade, right? We're trying to empower you to make decisions. Now, the other big thing here is this has been filling up. And if you want to do this, it costs money. This is one-on-one time daily with Ben or I, teaching you how to trade. Every single day we spend an hour with you of one-on-one class, right? This is 3 months worth of that training with a $500 discount for about $2,500. Again, I'm not telling anybody to buy this, right? It's limited spots. It's a discount. If you want to trade that with a little lower price tag, but not the savings, you can try that for 1 month. Now, the people who I think really, really benefit from this are the people who I don't have to break of bad habits. Like if you're coming from somewhere else and you're some ICT bro and you can't put ICT down, I'm going to break those habits right out of you, or you're going to quit, right? This is to teach you to become a successful trader one-on-one. The $100 tier is access to Discord, access to the TA channels, access to our VIP channels where we're giving you our ideas and letting you execute on them, right? Getting into New York Live every day with us and similar things of that nature. Again, I'm not pushing anybody to do those things. I'm just here vibing. YouTube's free, brother. Use YouTube. I ain't asking you to do anything. Oh, there's tons of Discords out there, man. Whatever vibe's right for you. I think we're definitely just going to hold this break even now. I promise you 99% of those YouTube channels are just fluff. They're influencers looking for you to sign up for something. NQ's about to break all-time high? Not quite. Let's see if we get a breakdown here. But look at that model, baby. This is always what we're looking for. Same thing prints every single time. Blow off top, continuation of the range. Can't break neckline, continuation to the downside. So I'm looking for right here, baby. Did I pull stop loss by accident? I did. Guarantee a little something here. NBIS. Yeah, we can take a look. Nebius Group. Pump it, baby. That's the 1 minute. We looked at this. I don't think we looked at this today. Did we look at this today? We definitely did look at this today. But at some point we are looking for this to fill the inverted fair value gap and then continue to the downside, which it did. And the bear flag's drawn out here. Looking at $44. I think this is coming down. We can zoom in here and see what the entry looked like on the 15-minute. See if the 5-minute looks any better. It just took a gap down. So shorten it as soon as it returned to range. Stop loss at the high. Back to range low. Didn't quite get it all. I probably would have got stomped out of this. Probably right here. It's holding the low, which is good. So it came in for daily low again. But if we lose this daily low, I'm looking for the rest of that move to come into play. We just barely took it. But those are the plays we're looking for continuation longs. VWAP is about 96.74, so if we can't get back above that, I'd be looking for continuation short. There's quite a bit of imbalance here to fill. But I'm probably only looking about right here. And then the next imbalance is above VWAP. So if we get above VWAP, we're probably looking pretty good. Boy, this thing is volatile, though. This thing trades like crazy. 7% bounces on the 5-minute structure. Little crazy for me. There are beginning courses on the website, yes. There are some very, very beginner courses, like how to use TradingView type stuff. Support we're at. So if we lose this $93 range, it's over. Chart's a little messy here because we've been watching this for a hot minute, but again, when you see these unfilled candlesticks, it looks crazy. Crazy thin liquidity. The average volume is only about 10 million per day. So it's light. So big pop to the upside, it could come down just as fast. I would not be potentially in long for this much longer. But if it loses this, I'd be closed up. Daily closes below 93 with a full engulf candle. We'd be looking lower. That's 100 is going to stop us out here. Maybe not. Getting a 5-minute bounce here, potentially. We already put a bunch up on NQ, so I'm not worried about that play at all. Bitcoin looking with a bull flag. Man, this would be nice. Be nice to see the altcoins claw a little bit of this back. You're welcome, Joe. All right, guys, we've been going about 2 hours here. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go get some lunch. It is 2 p.m. East Coast. We got about an hour and 30 minutes left of New York session, and volume's going to start to dry up here. So, again, hop over in Discord. Links are in the description for you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that follow button. And check out the website. I'm out, guys. See you tomorrow.